Hi, I'm Adrian Fry, the Director of Intelligence at Accord Analytics. We use AI to detect fraud faster and more effectively than any other tool that's ever been invented. One of the things we found is that a big risk to businesses and organisations is their vendors committing fraud through their procurement systems. So if you're purchasing large volumes of product and services, then one of your biggest risks is that those vendors themselves are exploiting your internal processes to enrich themselves. Now, why would that happen? So, a quick example is during COVID and after COVID, inflation has significantly increased the expense of most projects. However, most governance thresholds haven't changed, and so fast forward a couple of years on, and what previously wouldn't ever require an escalation to a director or the corporate executive, now maybe that same project now may be hitting those levels due to cost inflation. So for a regular staff member, they may see that as quite frustrating given the lags it now takes to get stuff done. So rather than doing that, they might split that project into a couple of different segments to keep them all under your governance threshold. So staff will engage with vendors so that these projects just simply require less governance to get done. Now, vendors love this because it's in their court as to how they can get larger value projects through. And so they may say to the staff member, yep, that's absolutely fine. Initially we quoted $90,000, we're happy to do that in 3, but we had a look at it now, and we're actually going to do 4 transactions of $30,000, equaling 120 grand. And so now the employer has the predicament: do they agree to that, and then require the whole thing to go up the chain and get approved, or do they just sign it off because their estimate or their level of governance might be $50,000, let's say. So suddenly, all vendors have the ability to significantly increase the profitability of these transactions because the staff member is actually on their side because they just want things done quickly and more efficiently. But the reality is that these transactions very, very quickly turn to highly profitable, low-value procurement activities. So we looked at one large organisation. We found $10 million of low-value business transactions which had been approved by members of the organisation, and there was about 15 vendors which had taken significant advantage of this internal process and were colluding with the staff to make that happen. And there were hundreds of instances where staff were bypassing purchasing policies and corporate governance. So this is a real risk for any business that spends money with vendors. If you think it could be your business, then we're able to get this project done in just a couple of days and give you all the information you need to know what risk you're at and where exactly it's happening. So if you're interested, please reach out.